Welcome back to TM Nerdy. I am the magical TM. And today, I got none other than Alfred Paige joining me. But before that, let's bring in my brother. You know him, you love him, Fable. How's it going, Station?
Station. How's it
How's your
going?
night going? Going pretty
Oh man.
damn well. Are you pumped to have Alfred Paige, the creator of Blowtorch and C.H.E.S.S, on the show tonight?
Oh man, I'm super pumped. Tonight is a night of firsts, man. A lot of firsts going on tonight.
Yeah. Well, why don't you just introduce him then?
All right, so I'm proud to introduce first time on TM Nerdy, Alfred Page, creator of Blowtorch and C.H.E.S.S for Second Sight Publishing.
Welcome.
Hey,
Welcome.
good evening. Good evening. How y'all doing this evening?
We're doing
Station.
well. Station. We like to say station around here. It comes from a Bill and Ted reference that we just started saying during a PCP movie night. And it came from Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. And we just kept saying station. And it just means be excellent to everybody around you, everybody in this community. We are nothing without the community.
I like it. Station, I got you. I like it. I like it.
We got a few people in the chat. Station. Justin. Station the Rogue Trader. Station John Thomas. I know Big Herm was sad that he would miss this live because he has to work, but that's all right. All right, let's get into it. The people probably want to know who you are. You are the creator of Blowtorch and C.H.E.S.S. Let's get a little bit into that. Richard Kincaid, Blowtorch. Can you tell the audience a little bit about that character?
Yeah, it's when I started chess years ago, one of the main things I wanted to do was do a story for each of the characters. So we did the pinpoint run, and now we're doing the blowtorch run. This way you get a chance to really know the characters off the team as well. You get a little backstory on each character and a relationship to them.
And your biggest influences are probably the 90s image characters.
That's it. That started it all. I love '90s image. I love the feel of those comic books. I love the action, the story. I love the Chris Claremont and Jim Lee X-Men as well, and the feel those comic books had with the action and the emotional content and the storyline. And that's what I was trying to provide in Chess and the Blowtorch comic book as well.
So Blowtorch is it an ongoing series or is it just a one shot?
It started out as a one shot with issue one, but it moved on to a mini because people love that one shot so much. They're like, well, let's continue the character and really have some fun with them. So issue one was at one time a one shot, and then we went into issue two and three and four and five and continued with the story.
That's great. I can't wait to read it. I haven't been able to read it yet. I've been trying to get my hands on a copy. I think I've talked to my shop a few times and like urged them, hey, start picking up Second Sight Publishing books. Like
Yeah,
I
truly
sent them
appreciate that.
I sent them a list and that. I've been talking to Marvin. Marvin is in the chat right now. Thank you for stopping by. Same with Bueller.
Marvin, yeah,
Bueller is kind of who got me onto your radar by showing off some of those exclusive covers you have with him. So I just want to say thank you to Bueller. I actually messaged
as
Bueller.
well.
I messaged Bueller before I messaged you, and I was like, Bueller, do you think Alfred Paige would want to come on my show? And he's like, yeah, Alfred Paige is such a great guy. Like, message him, and he'll probably come on your show. So I want to say thank you. Huge shout out to Bueller for that.
Thank you, Bueller.
Absolutely. And the support that I got from Bueller has been amazing, and as well as Marvin. So
Yeah, Marvin is
you
such
know,
a great guy. I've been talking to him quite a bit. He's a great guy. I ordered my book directly off of him. So
yeah, he's a big influence in it as well because we started out around the same time with the Edge and Chess, and but throughout the years we just kept going with the storyline, and as similar they are, as similar as the titles are, you got different directions for them, and it's just awesome to see the growth in both titles.
So, have you and Alex been working long together? Like, did you start the Blowtorch one shot together for?
Yeah, well, Alex DeGrucci, my writing partner, you know, we've been writing chess for so long, and other titles that we work well off each other. I can take my plots and my outlines, directions that I really want to go in, and he comes back with these amazing scripts. I mean, just really some of the best scripts ever, and then we settled to paper, and I think we had a successful run. We got a successful combination with the characters and the direction we go to. We look at current events that's going on and expand on news that's going on across the world or something like that, and just make it a storyline in the comic book. They give it a more realistic feel.
All right, that's awesome. Fable, do you have any questions?
Well, I always like to know when somebody started getting into comic books, like how old you were, what were your first comics, that kind of thing.
I will go back into the Jim Lee runs of X-Men and the Mark Silvestri runs of X-Men and the story content and like he said, the started images. I mean, that was like such a big influence on a lot of people. I love going and pick up Youngblood and Wildcats and Cyberforce, and you remember the ad they had on the back of the comic books back then. And you see all the listing characters or listed titles, and everyone would say in the new world of mutants team and something like that. But it'd be like
Mm-hmm.
Wildcats. And the next one would be like in the new world, in the new mutant team, be Youngblood. And the next one would be like the greatest mutant team, it'd be Cyberforce. All down the line, So you know,
Yeah, it was crazy back then, man. That was a big
yeah,
time.
yeah,
That was a big time. Everything changed. Everything.
yeah, yeah. And next one would be the most explosive mutant team ever. And then be Brigade, and it just down the line, it's be team after team after team after team after team. So I say I could be a part of something like that type of circle where you can have a team and interact with other titles, plus have your own storyline. That'd be something I would want to do. And it's been good that now I get to do it with people like Marvin Wayne and others.
That's
Well,
awesome.
chess is an acronym, isn't it? Like it's
It is.
Command
Yep,
Headquarters of Espionage and Strategic Strike.
that is correct.
I
Yep.
wrote it down.
So
I'm looking at it right now. So
yeah, yeah. Shout out to I had a good friend back then. He used to play chess all the time, and we used to go out to the in New York. We used to go out to the park in Manhattan and watch people play chess in tournaments in the park out there. And it's just like the strategic move. He's like, you could keep my queen, I won't use it. You keep my rook, I won't use that one. But you could destroy everybody in the game. So
I like that.
that's me.
That's nice.
you have any more questions, Fable?
Um, so I mean, this is your first published work?
I did chess some time ago. I did a first run with chess, and we did some one shots, and then we did the pinpoint comic book, which we are re-releasing with Second Sight coming up, and then we did the new run of chess, which is current, and just having fun with it now. Now we're just continuing from that point on, and we just added blowtorch to the system, and we got some more chess stuff coming up in the future with some of the other characters. I think Heart's gonna be the next one, and
Okay.
we're just gonna keep it going. As long as people enjoy the stories that we're giving out, I'm just gonna give out more inventory.
How did you hook up with the Second Sight guys? Like, how did that go down?
I was lucky enough to know Mr. Marcus Roberts, and been familiar with Bradley Golden, throughout the years, and doing conventions and stuff like that together. And we always had that talk, had that drive, had we want to start a new company, and everybody got one direction, even different titles, but everybody got one direction, and how we want to construct that and build that energy back up. And these guys stuck to it. Shout out to Bradley Golden and Marcus Roberts. I remember back in the days when we sat down and had a plan to put a plan together, and when they say we like Chess to be a part of that plan, I'll tell you I will love it. And they stuck to it, and here we are now. So
It feels like you guys exploded on the scene like suddenly. Because me honestly, I haven't heard of Second Sight until like a few weeks ago. I think Bueller showed off Blowtorch exclusive, and
yeah,
I had no idea what he was talking about when he was talking about it. He was like, "Oh, this is exciting. This is great." I'm like, "What is he doing?" I'm thinking he's doing something like with a Marvel or something, and then he says, "Oh, Blowtorch," and then I'm like, "Okay, all right." The cover looked great. The cover was amazing. But I had to
thank
ask
you, thank you.
TM. Yeah, definitely. And then I asked TM. I said, "Man, that cover is nice. Um, but what is that?" And he had to break it down for me a little bit. And then I went on Midtown. I think Blowtorch came out about 2 weeks ago. Is that right?
Yep, that's correct.
Yeah, I went on Midtown, and it was there. And then because I buy my stuff like a week ahead of time,
Okay.
and I'm adding things to my cart. I'm adding things to my cart, and I go back for the Blowtorch because I remembered that Bueller was talking about it, and it was gone. I mean, completely gone. The variant, the cover A, and I think you had another title from Second Sight out that week too. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it could be
Duplicant or something like that.
Duplicant. Yes, the one of the that's by Carla Nippy, and outside of my titles, but Carla Nippy is doing an amazing job with Duplicant. If you into sci-fi and the coincidence between her comic book and what's going on in the world, it's amazing. It's almost like she predicted what's going on. And Duplicant is an amazing comic book. I would suggest to anybody get that get that comic book in your hands ASAP.
But yeah, I was just amazed how fast that thing sold out. And
Yeah.
then I think Chess came out last week or this week.
This week it was The Edge. No, Book of Alexia 2, Lady Freedom 2,
Yeah, those
which is
also sold out immediately. Like
yeah.
I was like, wow. And I checked last night because Marvin Wynn was on. Was it last night? I'm not sure, but Marvin Wynn was on Shamaro Simmons' channel, which is another friend of ours who has a great channel. Marvin Wynn was with him, and I checked Midtown real quick again. I said, let me see if they restocked or something. I mean, every second site title is gone, all of them. And Midtown is big, so when I see something sell out of Midtown, I'm like, wow, that's a success.
Yeah, I mean, we've been lucky enough to have a great feedback to all the titles. Blood Skull and Chrome, Leave on the Light, all these titles people has gravitated to, and I mean it's just been such a great experience. How people have loved each title, each of the titles, no matter the direction, the horror, the action, the sci-fi, across the board. People are loving the titles, and that's fantastic.
Yeah, I got to give a
Yeah.
shout out to like Bueller. Bueller was the one who got us um, interested in your book, and then Rod, just a Rican, is where we got introduced to Marvin, and then he was on Chamorro Cinemas on Wednesday, which we
Mm.
actually got to sit down with him and talk to him a little bit about his book, The Edge.
Yeah, like I said, Marvin is one of the outside of the people that everybody that's influenced everybody, the Jim Lees, the Mark Silvestris, Tom Farlane. Marvin Wayne's been an inspiration to me because, like I said, we started at the same time, and watching him keep his drive and direction for his title has helped me keep my drive and direction for my title, and just growing with somebody at the same time, and like a friendly competition, you
Mm.
know, somebody keep pushing you, and that's been fantastic. And we always said at one time, even when we started out, these titles should be in the same area, someplace. We tried it before in the past. We tried it a second time, and third time's a charm. And it's a great gift now to be in the same place with this type of feedback doing the story, doing the comic books that we love.
That's awesome.
And a little
Um,
birdie told me that that maybe the Edge and chess might be colliding somewhere down the future.
Yeah, before we got signed, we actually had a crossover planned that we started, and when we both got signed to Second Sight, we kind of start the comic books all over again from the beginning. Each title, Age One, Chess One, and so on and so on. So we gotta get to the point that the crossover is at, and then we'll do the crossover between the two titles.
do you plan on adding more titles to that shared universe, or is just those two for now?
I'm sorry, please repeat that.
Are you planning on adding more titles to the shared universe, or is it just those two for now?
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna always keep expanding. Like I said, with the characters, we got Pinpoint's gonna be re-released through Second Sight coming up in the next couple of months, which is one a fan favorite. If you didn't get a chance to read Pinpoint before, it's one of those comic books that the people that did read it, they really loved it. Like they really loved it. So I'm excited to re-release that. And then we got plans to release some of the other characters in their own comic book as well. And like I said, I think next up is gonna be Heart. We already started the outline and the script for that. So going out at the end of this year, early next year, we're gonna start Heart in her own comic book as well.
Yeah, I plan to get all like once my shop finally like hears me out and says, "All right, we'll start getting some second sight books in here." I'll probably be getting them all.
Yeah, like I said, we got something for everybody. We got something for everybody across the board. I mean, you got such new talent. We got Jonathan Hendrick with the Free Show at Night. I mean, that guy's got the Midas touch. He's one of the best independent writers out right now over anybody. With his new title and of course the recount. And we got the amazing Blood Skull and Chromes, which is like this outlaw motorcycle gang comic book, which is brutal. It's a great read. And like I said, Carla Nippy with Duplicate. I mean, that's one of the best titles you could read right now. It gives you that sci-fi and it gives you such a realistic look at the world that could have been right now. So, and then you got the action with the Edge and Chess, and you got fantasy with Book of Laxia, and you got Lady Freedom. I mean, you just got something for everybody.
Now, you said that when you got signed to Second Sight that you had to kind of re-go to the number one again. Did you change anything from your original? Did it inspire you to maybe revise some things, or is it straight how it used to be?
No, we didn't change anything, but it was a chance to do it correct. It was a chance to do it right, and the way I wanted to do it, and that people could get the books and get get a feel for it, and be able to come back to the next story, to the next story. You know, as they're reading it to the new readers. When you do it, sometimes you're doing independent. It's such a break because you gotta either meet people at conventions or through a Kickstarter or things like that. Now that it's in stores, if you read issue 1 and you enjoy it, you know issue 2 is coming. Put in your pull list. You know issue 3 is coming. Put in your pull list, and so on and so on. And it's a better way to reach people that you never got a chance to reach. So it's a fantastic experience. The feedback has been phenomenal about it.
Yeah, definitely. I've been hearing everybody talking about Blowtorch, and now
Yeah,
Chess and the Edge and Duplicate. I've heard a lot about Duplicate. You know,
yeah. These titles are slowly but surely making their way up and getting recognized. And we couldn't do it without the master man Bradley Golden. So who's himself is an incredible writer with the horror titles. I mean, he got some titles coming out that's gonna blow your mind if you're into horror titles.
oh, that would be me.
You know what I mean? He got some tons.
I'm definitely.
I mean, I happen to get a good look at some of the stuff he got coming out, and it's amazing from artwork to story. It's amazing. Hey, who's that guy?
What's going on, gentlemen?
Station Bueller.
I'm all jacked up on iced tea.
Alfred, how you doing, my man? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Doing good. Glad to hear it. I just want to jump on for a few minutes really quick and just kind of let everyone know who's watching. This gentleman right here who creates Blowtorch and C.H.E.S.S. I met him in December, of last year in Florida. And it was just kind of meant to be because their booth was right next to mine. It was literally right across from where my booth was. And up until that point, I didn't know what Second Sight Publishing was. This guy kind of reached out and grabbed me. It was like, hey, come here, let me show you this book. And he really pitched the Blowtorch to me quite a bit. Remember the blue, you gave me a copy. The blue cover with him on the front and stuff. I really liked it. Looked like a Liefeld cover, to be totally honest. And then he had an action figure custom made of Blowtorch as well, sitting there on the table and stuff. And so we talked for quite a few minutes and stuff, and about the book and about C.H.E.S.S and everything. And I was sold. I liked these books from the very beginning. You just mentioned the guy who did the recount.
Jonathan Hendrick.
Yeah, he was there as well. So I got to talk to him as well. And he's got the Second Sight Publishing book as well, the horror one or whatnot. I never even got a copy of that. Although I think I might have a copy somewhere. But anyway, these gentlemen gave me all their books, like just to check out, like a stack of their books, from everything from the Edge to C.H.E.S.S to Blowtorch, you name it. And I was sold right away. So it just so happens that I had a different variant plan with another company, and it fell through. It just didn't go through because they canceled the book, or they delayed the book until like October later this year. So I don't know. I think Alfred reached out to me and I said, hey man, let's do a book. And he's like, at first he was just going to send me a book just for like my collection. I'm like, no, man, I want to do a book. I want to do an exclusive cover. And so he put me in contact with Bradley, and I talked to him, and we got, sure enough, the first Comics with Bueller variant, Blowtorch. This is just the beginning. I've told Alfred this, and I've told Bradley and all the guys there, Marvin, I want to make Second Sight Publishing the exclusive place for me to do my variants, and that's what I am in the works on doing. So this is just the start. I'm planning on trying at a certain point having a Bueller variant for every single #1 issue from Second Sight Publishing. That's kind of the goal. It's a lofty goal, but that's kind of what I'm working forward. So I want everyone to over the next couple of weeks there's going to be some announcements which are pretty cool. But I just want to jump on here and say thank you to Alfred and stuff, for he's the one that showed me this cover. He's like, what do you think of this one? I'm like, dude, that's awesome. And I said, I'd love to have that one. So he's the one that offered me this wonderful cover right here to do for exclusive.
The Jonathan Liu cover. Yeah, that's a Jonathan Liu cover. And I mean, he did such an incredible job. And Brian McNay did the colors, and let me tell you, that's I'm jealous. I need one of those covers. I need one myself. I need
Oh
one
man, I'll
myself.
send you some, man. I'll send you. I got some extra. There was a little bit of an error in the printing thing, so I got a bunch of extra, as you probably already know. So
I emailed you for a copy, Billy.
Yeah, I got some for you as well, man. I got you covered because I just sent all my Canadian copies out, and I figured out what the shipping is. So if you want them, and the shipping's a little bit more, but I'll take care of you and stuff. But I want you to hold off for a couple weeks. There's a reason why. Okay, make it more worth your while. Put it to you that way.
That sounds good. That sounds good. Sounds like a good deal.
That's right.
Yeah.
So anyway, I just wanted to jump on here, and I'm really happy to see everyone talking about Second Sight Publishing, because to me, I knew about them in September, and I was really excited when the book started hitting the shelf so I could start sharing my knowledge of them, because I actually, back in December, I was like talking about them on my show before they were even announced, and I was trying to get people hyped up for them, and now the books are actually on shelves. So if you're watching, if you have a comic shop that can order through Diamond, which pretty much everyone does, tell them to order Second Sight Publishing books. Just try one of each. So you go from there. That's a start, and then they'll grow from that point on. So it's awesome, man. I just want to say thank you so much for the opportunity to do my second exclusive with your book, and much more to come with you guys in the future. So it's just the start of a relationship.
I also want to say thank you as well, because Mr. Bill is the first one that gave me the feedback on Blowtorch when we showing it to him. I just finished it, and he read it. And he said, "Yo, I really love this comic book. This is one of the best comic books I read in a long time." I was like, "Yo, that means so much." And he followed through with the exclusive cover and the energy, and God's been good. That has been the feedback that's been coming back for everybody that has read Blowtorch. That this comic book is fantastic.
That's awesome, man. Like I said, I feel very, very lucky to kind of jump on this from the very beginning. And as far as I know, I think I'm the only one who has an exclusive of some of your guys' books. So it's I like that simple fact. To be totally honest, when you see 50 different variants and everyone's doing variants for one title, and to have a title that doesn't have a lot just kind of makes it more special, I think. So really appreciate the opportunity. And being on here with Fable and Travis and stuff, I'll let you guys take over. I don't want to take up too much of the time. I just jump on and say thank you guys. And it's really neat to see Alfred on here and to see Marvin on the podcast yesterday or the day before and stuff. That was pretty cool. So
for a second, I just thought it was you two, and I was just sitting here watching you, like
I'm like usual. Exactly. I was just watching the show.
All right, guys, I'll let you go. Alfred, I'll talk to you very soon, okay?
Yes, sir. It sounds like a plan.
Right. Take care, guys. Later.
Station Bueller, thanks for stopping by.
Station.
He's great.
Wow. He's
amazing.
Fair lineup tonight, I guess.
Yeah. He's definitely a big voice out there putting that Second Sight Publishing and all the books out there for sure.
And just one of the blessings on this journey is meeting new people and stuff like that. And when we got a chance to give him the early looks at the titles that we were pushing, feedback is everything. Honest feedback is everything. And he really came back with how much he loved the titles. And
every time I see him passionate about a title and he recommends it or whatever, I usually pick it up. It's just this time around I couldn't find it, which I don't know if it's good or bad, but I think that's
we're gonna take that as a good thing. I mean, like I said, people have been responsible and crazy, and I'm just surprised how Blowtorch has really been catching on and selling out. And almost every day I get a comment from somebody different, whether it's a comic book store or somebody that picked it up somewhere. Yesterday I got one from somebody in Miami that I just read Blowtorch, and this comic book's incredible. Congratulations. I love it. And as those comments keep coming back in, and that feedback coming back in, lets me know I'm doing something right. It lets me know that I want people to have the same energy when they read my comic book that I did when I read Death Blow for the first time, or Team 7 for the first time, or Backlash for the first time, or characters that I really gravitated to. And I want that.
I think. Am I doing the bit?
No, you're fine. I wish I had. I just got Deathblow and Wolverine, like 2 days ago. Like I picked that up.
The crossover.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got the number one of that. So.
And you remember the energy that you had when you're picking up these titles. Deathblow, those characters that stood out on these teams that really made you love the titles. And I'm hoping I could create that feel for people with my title. Shadowhawk. Yep,
It had to come out at some point.
I had to. One of my friends, he actually sent me this shirt of his local comic book store, and this signed by Jim Valentino. So I had to show that off. Shadowhawk, like yourself, I am a fan of the '90s image boom in that, and Shadowhawk was one I like. I got into Spider-Man and like the X-Men and that through cartoons, but Shadowhawk was my first comic book character I got into that I was introduced in the comics.
Yeah, at one point it was like a dream to be in Image Comics. When they had those when it was that circulation. I mean, Image Comics has grown to such a different division now, but back in the days, you wanted so bad to be part of the Shadow Line or the Wildstorm or the Spawn universe. Any one you pick, the Youngblood before all the other stuff happened, and they just stood out to these different fractions that you like. I want to be a part of that energy so bad.
But it seems that even Image these days, I've seen a couple of comic book companies starting to go back to hero titles lately. I mean, Image got the Radiant Black coming. They've got Stealth that just released. I saw a Vault title called Blue Flame or something like that. It looks like a superhero title. So it looks like they're trying to get back to that a little bit.
Yeah, I actually was listening to a review of Geiger. Is it Geiger?
Geiger. Yeah, that's another
last night, and that's like being part of that same traditional story. So I'm actually going to the comic book store tomorrow to go find one of those titles. And you missed that feel. I'm sure everything went. It covered the spectrum of comic book titles and what's going on in the world, but that feel of superheroes and those characters that you really love. To bring it back, that's the heart and soul of comic books right there. So.
I think one of the things that definitely hooked me into Second Sight and wanting to track down the books was the whole thought that there might be a shared universe there. Because I think a lot of us are trying to get into something that's not Marvel, that's not DC, something new, something fresh. We'll always love the big two, but it's cool to have another little universe to dive into.
Yeah, one of the things we want to do is, you want to get that fan base. So if you're one person a fan of the Edge, one person a fan of Chess, and they follow the titles as they grow into their own storyline, and when we mix the titles up and you see them, you're gonna love it that much better. Who didn't love when X-Men and Avengers crossed over together? Who didn't love when Wildcats and Cyberforce crossed over to each other? I still have the Killer Instinct trade with Cyberforce and Wildcats. One of the best trades. I love it. I still have the cross lines trade with X-Men and Avengers. You're loving those two teams cross over each other, and we're going to create something like that. The Edge and Chess, the Lady Freedom, and other titles coming up in the future.
Yeah, like the shared universe, like me and Big Herm Collectibles on his channel, we started reading the Spawn Compendium, and you go through it and you see like, oh, the Youngbloods are featured in one, and Shadowhawk is mentioned in this one, like it's all shared. And it's just
Savage Dragon. They could play with the characters any way they want. Yeah.
And they're doing that now with crossover, so that's exciting as well. If you're not reading, are you reading crossover right now?
I have not had a chance to read it, but it's one of the titles I'm looking to pick up.
Who are some of your favorite current writers or artists right now?
Artist wise, I am a big fan of Andy Kubert. You know, if I got a dream, if I had a dream artist to work with, it would definitely be Andy Kubert.
Nice.
Far as writers outside Chris Claremont, one of the writers I used to follow was Scott Lobdell, and his run of X-Men and stuff like that. So I always used to like his writing, pacing, and storytelling, and something that when I got into it, that's somebody should study. So I'll put those two on top of the list. Andy Kubert is like my all-time favorite artist, and hopefully one day throughout this process, I could get to work with him. A cover, anything. I do anything to get something with Andy Kubert. So
definitely.
So, who is your favorite image writer back in the '90s besides Liefeld?
Oh, I don't know who the writer was, but my favorite image title of Out the Mall was Stormwatch. I don't know. So I don't remember who the writer was, but I used to really love Stormwatch. And like I said, all the titles across the board, but I really like Stormwatch when it first came out. It's one of the comic books that I still read to this day over and over and over, and they had those type of comic books back then that you could read it once and you just like read it all. It stays timeless. You know what I mean? Where you looking through it for pacing and you studying the action, or it gives you a good storyline that every time you read you catch something different. So, and I hope people have that same experience with chess. It's a reader's comic book. So when you read it and you catch on to what's going on, you might catch something the first time that catch something the second time you didn't catch the first time. When you get to issue 2, like, oh man, now I know what that means, and it has twisted plots, and it just keeps going. So you would think it's one thing, then there's another, and then there's another going to issue 3 and issue 4, and it's been a fun process making these twisted plots and the personal agenda missions. And then when you get to know the characters as well, with Blowtorch and in the issue of Blowtorch is really supposed to put some spotlight on his relationship with Footpath, who's another member of the chess team. Then you go back and you read Chess issue 1, you're like, hey, now I can see this relationship with that was and stuff like that. And you start picking up on different things.
Do you have a favorite character out of all your characters, or you just love the whole team equally?
I personally like Airborne because the influence behind him was if you remember a TV show called 18.
Oh yeah.
Matt Murdock,
Definitely.
who was this pilot that could fix anything. He's like just a gifted pilot and stuff like that. And you cross it with Maverick from Top Gun. It's like one of my favorite all-time movies.
Okay.
So he's that type of character. If when you read the chess comic book, he's always a sly one. He always got something to say, and he hates being in the action. He wants to do nothing but fly the chess team jet, and he hates being in the action and the conversation and the reaction to everything. It's just another highlight on something that you're gonna enjoy reading about the comic book. And when you start seeing that, recognizing those characteristics, it just makes the comic book that much better. But yeah, I love him, and I would say also Pinpoint because he's actually a friend of mine, based off a friend of mine that had that attitude, that had that aggression, and I first started writing chess, and I wanted to try to get an idea how to write the action. We used to act it out in my backyard. So it used to be this guy walk around the neighborhood, he'd be outrageous, and then to watch him rolling around and jumping in my backyard as I'm trying to write. Hey, he's doing a flip. Hey, he's doing a kick. And it's a hilarious process. You know what I mean? And then we go to the park, and he had that same attitude and aggression. Everybody, and it's like, yo, what is wrong with you? So
yeah, I knew a couple guys like that.
yeah, so if you take somebody like that, the same exact attitude you put into the character, and then you take him in your backyard, and he's rolling around doing all this nonsense, and you're looking at him like, yo, this is a comic book.
This is gold, yeah.
Got a question from Rod. If you had the opportunity to work on a Daredevil title, would you jump on it? He's just asking for a DD fan.
Mr. Matt Murdock, I would. I mean, that'd be a dream come true, is to get somebody so established, a Daredevil in Hell's Kitchen, and the idea with that is what can you do? What can you do original with the character? What can you do different? You know, that hasn't been done. What direction could you go into? So that'd be a great challenge. And that's what any of these established characters, Daredevil, Spider-Man, Batman, Superman, you name them. I mean, where do you go with those characters now that has not been done? You know, so if I had a chance to do, if I had to pick one out of all of those, I would say Aquaman. I would love to try my hands at Aquaman and do something original with him. You know,
interesting. Aquaman.
Yeah, Aquaman. He's such a non-respect character. Like, hey, here's this character that talks to fish. But you know, I would love to try to do something that would make him stand out.
Challenge.
Yeah, that would make him stand out. So, and bring him back in the yellow suit. Yep, the original look. I don't know about that. I don't know. He had a couple of costumes out there. I might have picked something out that yellow suit, but definitely something that puts a different light on him. Like, you know, I mean, if he was a villain, he'd be a dangerous person. You know, so I would kind of change how he uses his powers and the threats that he could make happen. You know, so.
Did you
So what would your pitch be?
Oh, I'm sorry.
What would your pitch be to DC? To like, what would your pitch be to DC?
Oh, I don't know. I would have to put some thought into it. I would have to really put some thought into it. Like, I would have to really sit down and put some real thought into it. Because there's so many characters to get your hands on from Marvel or DC. So many characters to get your hands on. I would love to do a crossover. If I get a chance to be in charge of something, it'd be a DC Marvel crossover. But I would take some of the DC characters and put them in Age of Apocalypse. That trade, that first run. Like what DC characters could have survived in that world? You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
You know, and do something like that. Not do a crossover with the regular X-Men or the regular, you know, but that Age of Apocalypse world. Where everything, there's no jails, there's no, you know, you can't put Lex Luthor in jail. You can't punch somebody down and put them on Arkham. That world doesn't provide that. What do these heroes do now? How do they survive? So
the amalgam, the next generation.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? Have you been enjoying any of this recent stuff that's been coming out, like Snyder Cut or Falcon Winter Soldier, Invincibles? What's any hot takes on those?
Yeah, that Invincible cartoon is crazy. That Invincible cartoon. I mean, I don't know. Can you remember when Batman anime series came on used to come on at 8:00 and how people felt about it? That's what Invincible is right now. You know, I think Invincible brought, even though it's a cartoon, such a dramatic feel to the cartoon with the graphicness of it. Like it's crazy. I mean, you watch that, like I don't know. Some people can't even watch it. It's like this is crazy. It's all the blood and stuff. It's nuts.
Especially when you
chopping,
watch that first episode
chopping,
and you get to the
chopping
last.
off heads. I mean, it used to. It reminds me of like those old movies like Ninja Scroll and Akira and those type of Japanese animation movies that used to be nuts.
Definitely.
So and Falcon and Winter Soldier, that run was really good. And of course, it's showing the storyline of how you got back to Shield and the new suit. And yeah, that's fantastic. I'm looking forward to the next season, which I'm sure they will be, and for both. But Invincible just got picked up for 2 more seasons, so
I know. That's awesome.
Definitely looking forward to that. Definitely got my account on Prime Amazon for that one.
So what did you think of the ending of Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
I like the emotional feel of it when he went back to the character that the first super soldier and in this he did the statue for him, stuff like that. It really made an emotional content, and I like seeing him and Bucky working the boat and he's flirting with his sister and all types of stuff going on. I mean, it's the stuff away from the action that really makes the show. He's like, hey, don't stop flirting with my sister. So yeah, I mean, they wrote it great. I wish DC could really put their movies together in the same fashion.
Did you see the Snyder Cut?
Excuse me?
Did you watch the Snyder Cut?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it's a controversial one, right? Everybody's got. Some people love it, some people hate it, some people think it's okay.
I just don't. I think they just put. I mean, it should have been fun, more fun to me. Instead of trying to be so dramatic. You know what I mean?
Right.
Let people enjoy the characters. Let people, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. So.
No, I know what you mean. The tone sometimes is a little too depressing, and these characters.
Yeah, like
a little more.
Yeah, the constant slow mos. Even though I love Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, I mean, outside all the characters, I think she nails the character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they had such a problem getting somebody to play Batman that's brings the realistic feel since Michael Keaton and the Flash guy. I mean, he did a good job, but
TM does not like the Flash guy.
I don't like Ezra Miller.
It's just that it's not for people that go to the movies for the CGI effects and the but they're not comic book people. Yeah, for people that go to the movies, that's for CGI effects and stuff like that. They love it. They're like, hey, this is the greatest thing ever. But for people that know the characters and read comic books for a long time, they're like, well, they didn't quite nail it. So.
Definitely.
Yeah. I don't mind Ben Affleck as Batman. He kind of grown on me after watching the Snyder Cut, but Ezra Miller as the Flash, I'm saying this now like it's live. I don't think Ezra Miller should act.
Yeah, you know what, they keep changing. The problem with Batman to me is they don't. The problem with Batman to me is that they don't let the character grow. They keep going back to the same storylines. You know what I mean? I mean, Batman has how many comic books out? How many storylines out? You want to do something different? Do the Batman Predator movie.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Do something different that does not showcase why he's Batman. Everybody knows about Batman's parents. Get away from that story.
Yeah.
Get away from Batman Year One. Get away from all that stuff. Pick one of the amazing Batman storylines that has happened. Sword of Azrael. Any one of these. Pick any one of the trades and make that the movie. Get away from why his parents have died or the Joker or something like that. He has so much more material that you could do a movie around.
Yeah, even with Tinian's run now, like they're introducing the Magistrate. I know Fable as well as myself am enjoying the Magistrate, the new kind of villain behind everything.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. You got so much more material than his parents died. You know,
Right.
him,
Right.
him and Superman screaming Martha at each other. I mean, come on. It's like you can't do the same story over and over and over. You got so much more material. Take one of the trades and turn that into a Batman movie or a Superman movie. Take Sword of Azrael. I mean, how awesome would that be in a movie? You know what I mean?
I don't know that storyline, but I'm gonna have to look that up and check it out.
Oh yeah. You know, do something like that. Do something that is completely different from the Batman Year One, Batman Year Two. They've been done all over. They done to death. So
Why do you
and they
think
do it.
that they get it so good in the animation but not in the film?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, they need some of these animation directors to do the movie or something.
There you go.
Can you imagine they did Batman? What's the Batman one? Bad Blood, and did that in the movie?
Mm.
Oh, I love that movie. That
Yeah,
would be amazing.
that would have been amazing.
Hmm. Definitely.
Yeah.
One of
So
my all-time favorites is The Mask of the Phantasm. I think to this day that's still one of my favorite Batman movies of all time. And the Joker
can you
was in it,
imagine the Joker was
but
in it? But can you imagine if that was the movie? If they did that as a movie?
that would have been amazing.
You know, the Joker was in it, but he wasn't the main cast. He was just like a
Right.
feature.
Right.
But
He
I
was a
mean,
side.
pick any one of those. Any one of them.
Yeah, the list is like wide for like what villains you could pick throughout the Batman universe. Like there's so many, and there's
Yeah.
so many that are getting created to this day. Like we have Miracle Molly coming out now.
Yeah. What's that?
We have Miracle Molly coming out now.
Miracle Molly.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's a new Batman villain that's getting introduced in the next issue of Batman. I think it's out this Wednesday. It's a character named Miracle Molly. But it just speaks to that Tinian is creating all these new characters and he's trying to make Batman exciting. And some people, they don't like it. I
Well,
personally love it.
the new Batman title they have now, I really enjoy with the criminals killing all the Batman people that Batman has saved.
Hmm.
You know?
Which one is that? Was that the Arkham one?
No, the
The
Andy Kubert one, the one that just came out last
Oh, the
week.
detective, Batman the detective. I haven't
Detective.
read that one yet. Yeah, I picked it up, but I haven't read it
Well, I'm not going to talk about it. Go read it, and then we can have a
yet.
conversation about it.
That's
Yeah. So
that's Tom Taylor, no?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
And
definitely reading that.
I also gotta get his Nightwing. I heard so many good things about his Nightwing run, so I have to go get that as well.
The Nightwing is good. Just two
Nightwing was
issues.
good.
Yeah,
Uh,
2 issues
I
in
heard
with his run. Crazy.
I heard that it's a must-have comic book. So tomorrow when I go to the comic book store, that's on the list of titles to get. That Ganger,
Geiger.
um, Geiger. But I heard that that's a must-read. Of course, the new Radiant Black, and and of course the new Second Sight titles that's out there. So
Oh yeah.
I support those as well.
Definitely.
I support those as well. So
I'm enjoying Shadecraft. It's a new one by Image.
What's that one?
Shadecraft.
Shadecraft. Okay. Tell me more. What is it about?
It's about this girl. She's kind of unpopular, and she's being kind of followed by shadows. I haven't read the second issue yet, but the first issue it's kind of slow getting into it, but it's all about this girl who's like kind of attacked by shadows, and then her brother is in a coma and is one of the shadows.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I want to check that out. All right, we'll add it to the list.
Our lists are getting ever bigger.
Yeah.
The list. You know, I watch shows like Comics by Bueller and these YouTube shows to get an idea of what comic book to get. You know, and who's doing something different. You know, who's doing something different because like I said, with the regular titles, it's hard to do something different with Spider-Man and Batman's, and it's really hard to take those characters and do an original story. But when you got somebody that pops out with something that sticks out, you gotta go get it, man. You get that energy again. Like you feel like one of the kids for your first time. So.
And I think you're like one of the biggest Kickstarter supporters out there, aren't you? You're supporting a lot.
I support a lot of Kickstarters. I support a lot of Kickstarters. Actually, I think this month I decided to take a break because it's just so many that you cannot support them all. But shout out to Anthony Moore, to Solo 88. Shout out to Tony Quintel. I just got his Cosmos and his Regulators. I mean, I got boxes coming in all the time, you know, and I love reading them. And that just keeps my energy up. I mean, I try to support as many as I can, but you know, every week there's somebody coming out every day. So you know,
I'm not gonna lie. Since I follow you in that, I went through Kickstarter and be like, I clicked. It's like, what Kickstarters are people that you following? And I went through the list, and like, I must have counted at least 50 Kickstarters that you were supporting. So kudos to you.
I support a lot. I really try because you know, I know every creator feels the same way about their comic book that I feel about mine. The same energy, no matter what kind of comic book it is, whether it's a fantasy or or it's something similar or superheroes or whatever. I know everybody feels the same way about their comic book that I feel about mine, and I love their energy. But you can't keep up with them all.
No, you can't.
Unfortunately, you can't keep up with them all. I mean, I miss a lot too. I miss a lot too. You know what I mean? And there's some now that I really wish I could keep up with and get. You know, you got Perfect Tens. You got all types of the Surgeons. You got Michael Watson, the Chat and Jaws. You got all types of stuff going on out there. You wish you could keep up with everything. But yeah, at some point. At some point,
either you don't have the time or you don't have the money, right? One or the other, or the space.
At some point, when it hits you, when those pledges hit you, you're like, hey, it's like a bill. It's like an electric bill or something, like a water bill or something. So.
And all those packages coming in, you probably just get a dirty look from your mailman. You keep carrying.
Yeah, I mean, and it be ones that come because some people do it to put their comic books together. So I get packages and I don't forgot about.
Right.
Like, hey, I remember supporting this. So I be getting packages now that now who's this from? So.
Yeah, I've only supported one Kickstarter, and kind of twice in a way. Rock and Robbie from PCP Army had Justin Richards on his show, and it was only the States, that you could get it, but Rocket Robbie was just like, you know what, Travis, like I'll hook you up in that, like I'll send me the money in that, and I'll send you the package. And then he was just about to finish his Kickstarter yesterday, so I was like, you know what, I'll pledge again for a digital copy, and that was A Silent Night, the one about mental health.
Okay.
And he made it, right? He made his goal, right?
Yes, he made his goal.
I mean, a lot of people are making extremely great goals these days, man. I mean, it used to be the 2000. Now people are in like the 8-10s and above. I mean, it's crazy.
Wasn't Berserker a Kickstarter?
I think so. Yeah.
Berserker started that way, didn't it?
For who?
Berserker, the Boom title. I think that was like the first time they tried a Kickstarter title.
Yeah, that isn't outrageous. I mean, those guys. Now, I enjoyed the first issue of Berserker. I didn't read issue 2. I don't know if it even came out yet.
Yeah, it's out.
But I enjoyed the first issue. No, I like the similarities to Wolverine. So.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things. I haven't heard anything really bad about.
Yeah, I love those outrageous action storylines. So,
So, rapid questions. I have a few random questions. They have nothing to do with anything, but we'll just go ahead and go with it. Coca-Cola or Pepsi?
Coca-Cola.
Right on. Halloween or Christmas?
Oh. I'm a family. I'm a family guy now. I have to say Christmas.
Pizza or burgers?
Say again.
Pizza or burgers?
In New York, pizza. Any place else, burgers.
I like that answer.
And this is a tough one. Shadowhawk or Savage Dragon?
Oh wow. I'm going to say for the longevity, Savage Dragon.
All right.
For
longevity. Thank you for stopping by. No, I'm just kidding.
Shadowhawk is a fan favorite. You know what I mean? It's a fan favorite, but you gotta go back. You gotta go back to get those issues. Savage Dragon is still going on, I believe. It's like a spawn.
Yeah.
It's like a spawn, so it has a longevity to it. He's not afraid to put his thoughts and process on the covers and stuff like that. It's a longevity. But like everything else, those titles that you want to go back to and collect, Shadowhawk, Cyberforce, and the era that you really love comic books, Shadowhawk will be on top of that list.
Definitely.
Yeah. So where can people find you? Like, I do have your Twitter link down below. Where else?
Yeah, on Twitter, on Facebook underneath Project C.H.E.S.S, and of course the second site, Project C.H.E.S.S, just like how it is spelled on the comic book.
All right, I'll add that to the description later on for anybody watching on the replay.
Yep, and you add that, they could find out what conventions I want to be at, or latest titles, and of course second site publishing. They list everything that's new. So that's where I'm at right now, and that's the home and the family, and we're just looking to do big things.
When can we expect the next issue?
Blowtorch issue 2 and C.H.E.S.S issue 2 was in the last month's previews, in April's previews. I believe they're supposed to be in stores on June 9th.
Okay.
I know. And I will say this. People love Blowtorch 1, right? I think Blowtorch issue 2 is one of the best comic books I have done to date.
Nice.
I seen that in the chat last night. I seen you write that.
As a fan of comic books, I think the combination with Alex Montos, Sadi Fonte, who's the letterer, as a fan of somebody reading a comic book that was not even mine, Blowtorch issue 2, one of the best comic books I think I could be a fan of. I would urge anybody, get your hands on that comic book. That is one, I think, to date, that's one of the best comic books I've done so far.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get my hands on it.
Yeah.
Bueller did say that he has told me to hold off on issue number 1 for right now because of reasons. So I'll have to hold out on reading that. But if there's a digital copy I could purchase off of you, Alfred, that would be amazing. To get the first,
Yeah,
be able to read the first issue would be amazing. But yeah, like, so it's Blowtorch number 2 is coming out. What date? I'm gonna write that down.
It was in previews last month. I believe the release date is June 9th.
June 9th.
So I would urge, if you love Blowtorch issue 1, and the same team is on Blowtorch issue 2, but I mean, I truly loved it. I loved issue 1, but I think they really put their feet in it on issue 2. So.
And chess number 1 is already out, or is it coming out?
Chess issue 1 came out with Blowtorch issue 1. It came out last week in stores. Okay. Chess issue 2 was in last month's preview. I would urge everybody to get that. I mean, that's going to bring you back to. I feel if you're a fan of 90s image, that's going to be right up your alley. The art team on that is William Reyes, Jesse Hansen, Jon Cockra, and James Reed.
Nice.
And they did an amazing thing. And you get to read it. I mean, what I love about the main title of Chess is that it's a comic book for you to read. So you read issue 1, you read issue 2, you read issue 3. You're going to go back to read issue 1 because you like now understand what's going on. I didn't catch that clue there. I didn't catch that there. The reader's comic book.
Right.
On top of the action and amazing artwork.
Is there any chance there's going to be a second printing of any of these titles?
There's some news going on, but I won't say that yet.
Okay.
We got fingers crossed.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen.
Because Blowtorch number 1 just swept under the rug for a lot of people, because like a lot of people had no idea it was happening, and then next thing you know, it's all sold out.
It's been like I said, it's been a blessing. I mean, to get these feedbacks constantly from people that reached out to me, or found me on Facebook, or made the extra effort to send me a message. It's nothing like that to go to your phone and it's like, hey, I just read Blowtorch issue 1. It's amazing. I loved it. Tell me, and now they're a fan of the comic book, and that's the greatest thing, to have somebody in I think was it St. John, Canada? Was that you? I think somebody sent me a message from St. John, Canada.
I'm from PEI, which is just pretty close. Like it's understandable
somebody wrote me a message from St. John, Canada. Like, I just read Blowtorch issue 1 and wrote me a whole thing on everything they loved about it. I was like, wow, in Canada. And then in Michigan, and then somebody in I think it's Washington. I mean, I just get these random messages now that I just read Blowtorch issue 1. I loved it. Blah blah blah. And that, I mean, there's no other better feeling than that. That people are appreciating the work you put out and the title that you put out.
Well, keep up the great job, man. Like, that's awesome. Like, I'm glad to hear that you're getting such great feedback for the work that you put into this book.
Yes, sir.
And like, it took you a lot to get it like off the ground, didn't it?
Yeah, it's been some hurdles. It's been some situations with chess, and bouncing around and trying to get the right place and the right spot. But I'm happy to say that Bradley Golden and Marcus Roberts have set up an incredible opportunity, a perfect home, and like I said, a lot of individuals, but one direction, and that's a great place to be.
That's awesome. Is there a time limit that you do you have, or do you want to continue talking? I don't mind continue talking if it's all right with you.
I mean, we can. I mean, we could continue talking. Like I said, after this, I'm going to the bottle. So you know what I'm saying. So, like I said, I had a hard day at work, so I'm definitely getting ready to unwind. And
All right. Well, then, how about we just ask if the chat has any questions for you, and then we'll wrap things up.
All right.
So if you guys have any questions for Alfred, let me know now, and I will ask him for them.
Bring them on.
So yeah, I'm excited to read your Blowtorch and that, and I'm excited to see what you guys in Bueller has planned for Second Sight. That's exciting to hear.
And I can't wait to get your feedback. I'm going to be looking specifically for both of you, to give me what you think about it when you read it.
All right.
Well, I can tell you
I want to do a show about it.
Definitely.
All right.
I can tell you off the bat that I love the art. I mean, somebody showed. I think it was it Marvin that showed off the art?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, Marvin has been putting in so much work. I see that guy everywhere. He's in all the chats.
I'll tell you,
out there hustling, man.
I'm telling you, I'll be watching Marvin Wayne and Carla Nippy. She's just on the news the other day. Marvin Wayne's on like all these shows. Between the two of them, I'm like, dang, where did they find the time? Where did they find the time? Carla Nippy was just on the news. I'm like,
that's awesome, man. That is awesome.
What do they find the time?
Mm-hmm.
You know, they are out there doing it big time. But you know something? I love that. I love that energy, and I'm thankful that they are out there, and they well deserve it. You know, and like I said, you can't ask for two better people and two better titles.
Marvin says he doesn't sleep.
Yeah, I believe that. I seen that. I've seen a couple of pictures of that guy. Yeah, he looks like you know, it was a little shaky. You know what I mean? So I understand.
Yeah, he's hustling, man. He's out there.
That guy is he's all jacked up on something for real.
He's jacked up.
Nah. He's an incredible guy, man. And he puts so much energy into his title and stuff like that. And like I said, it's great when your peers could be an inspiration as well. And Marvin Wayne has definitely been an inspiration throughout the years. And look out, that crossover will be coming up. We got so many crossover plans that it could change from week to week. I mean, this week it might be one thing, this week it might be something else. But we had so many outlines, so we're just waiting for the titles to catch up with each other. So we started both titles from issue 1. So he has his own storylines going on. I have my own storylines going on, but now we got to get to the point back to where we had the crossover, because when you're playing the crossover, he was already deep into a few issues in. So you gotta get that fan base back up and new people that's enjoying the comic books now. So when we do the crossover, it'd be like when you read Wildcats and Cyber Force, and it's like, oh, now I love these characters. You understand what the crossover is about.
Definitely, I look forward to it. I can't wait. I saw the art, like I said, I saw some of the art, and I was immediately like, yeah, I'm gonna read that for sure. And then I like Duplicate. That's the one that catches my eye, because I like the sci-fi horror aspect stuff. I love my capes, but I like a little bit of horror. So I saw the cover of that Duplicate when she had her lungs or something like that.
That's right. Yeah.
like
I
that.
say these people have some kind of premonition because when you read it, and I know she started duplicating some years ago, but when you read it and you read and you read that comic book and you associate it with last year and stuff that's going on, you be like, hey,
Mm,
hey,
yeah.
Carla, it's something you want to tell us here? You know what I mean? Kind of like you can tell the future something's going on. It's like this.
Uh,
It's like The Simpsons. You know, you watch The Simpsons and they kind of tell you everything that's going on in the future somehow. And yeah, call her Nippy. I don't know about her. She got some kind of special powers herself. You know what I mean? So
All right. Do you want to let everybody know what's coming up for you next before we get out of here? I'll big screen you.
yeah, like I said, look out for that Blowtorch issue 2. Look out for that Chess issue 2. Thank you for the feedback on the first issues, and if you like it, you're gonna love it. And I can't wait till you get it in your hand.
You can also follow Albert on Twitter, and that I dropped the link down below, and I will be adding the links to his other networks. That was Facebook, the Chess
Project C.H.E.S.S on Facebook
Project
and
C.H.E.S.S
Second Sight Publishing.
and Second Sight Publishing. All right. Thank you so much, Alfred, for it was an honor having you here.
It is my pleasure, and thank you guys for having a great night and some good conversation.
And as we like to say in the PCP Army, station.
Station.
All right. Have a good night, Alfred.
Thank you so much.
Later, Alfred.
All right, guys. That was Alfred Paige from Second Sight Publishing. Guys, that was just an amazing night that we had with him. So, guys, make sure to check me on Sunday on Big Herm Collectibles channel. I will be reviewing the last 2 episodes of Invincible with him and issue 11 to 15 of the Spawn Compendium. Also, Monday, I will be dropping a video of my back issue haul, and then I'll be over on John's Comics with Kids for Comigories. Do you have anything coming up, Fable?
No, nothing in particular. I drop the music every now and then. So right now I'm working with Tomorrow. We're putting together some projects. Hopefully I could drop some new videos on my channel, but nothing. I don't have any dates or anything yet. Everything's still in the works. But yeah, and for the comic book stuff, I'm on IG, so just follow me there. One Collection Down on IG, and I hang out with all you guys. The PCP Bad Batch. TM, look out for TM Nerdy. Always look out for Tomorrow Cinema. Look out for Big Herm Collectibles. Always look out for Nick Comic Culture. Am I missing anybody?
No, I don't think so. Check out everybody. We grow together, guys. Make sure to check out Alfred Paige's new book. Also, check out everything else from Second Sight Publishing, like what Marvin has coming out with The Edge, Duplicate. Am I missing any, Fable?
Duplicate, The Edge, Chess, Blowtorch. No, I think you got them all. I might be missing one, but we just found out about this stuff, so.
All right, guys, we're going to get up on out of here, but make sure to jump on over to Pop Culture Philosophers channel here in the next half an hour for the PCP movie night pick of the week, and that is Mallrats. So I'm going to be there. Fable is going to be there. I hope to see you guys there. And as always, stay nerdy, my friends. And